Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to 168 Hours, your weekly roundup of the top local stories. I'm Hafiz Abdusattar, your host for the evening. Stay tuned. The Ministry of Climate Change, Environment and Energy commences the development of nature parks on 10 islands.
President Dr. Mohammad Muiz has finalized a policy to establish at least one nature park in every atoll. Submissions of proposals from interested islands have been open since 2024. The ministry stated that numerous proposals were received and assessed. Based on this evaluation, development has now begun on the 10 islands that achieved the highest scores. The selected islands are Moradu in Ha Alif Atoll, Kumundu in Ha Dal Atoll, Landu in Noon Atoll, Hura in Kaf Atoll, Omadu in Alif Dal Atoll, Korufushi in Mimu Atoll, Kimbidu in Tha Atoll, Gang in Lamu Atoll, Konde in Gaf Alif Atoll, and Fior in Gaf Dal Atoll. The ministry noted that the concept and scope of each project were determined in consultation with the respective island councils. Work is currently underway to finalize and sign grant agreements with the councils. The government has already established nature parks in several regions, including Phomolok City and Ardu City. These developments have supported the growth of the tourism sector and continue to deliver wider economic benefits.
The Maldives Media and Broadcasting Commission MMBC highlights the crucial role annual reports of media outlets and publications play in the development of media in the Maldives.
MMBC has enacted a comprehensive new framework for the registration of newspapers and magazines, central to which is a mandatory annual report on their operations. Media outlets that fail to submit the detailed report will face financial penalties, the Commission has stated. Speaking on the Raja Miyadu program on PSM News, Ibrahim Ashraf, Director of Broadcast Regulation at the MMBC, explained that the annual reports will require publications to provide data on the number of articles published across various fields. He projected that this collection data will, within 2 years, provide a clear and definitive picture of the scope and focus of the Maldivian media sector. He further highlighted the report's role in identifying training needs for journalists and its importance for the overall development of the journalism field. A significant aspect of the new policy is its relevance to funding. Ashraf noted that these reports will serve as crucial information for potential donors. By accurately identifying the situation and operational scale of a publication, including smaller outlets, the annual reports will be instrumental, particularly when foreign entities are considering providing financial assistance. The new rules also formalize the classification of print media into 4 distinct categories: newspapers, magazines, newsletters, and journals, each with defined platforms for implementation. Key provisions mandate the registration application must be processed within 30 days and require all publications to have a designated editor and a responsible person. Registrations are valid for a period of 5 years and must be renewed 90 days prior to their expiry. Additionally, a publication's registration will be automatically cancelled if it ceases publication for 12 consecutive months. In a move to regulate commerce, the framework also stipulates that any newspaper or magazine wishing to charge a fee from readers must first submit their proposed fee structure to the MMBC for approval. The MMBC has granted a 6-month grace period for all previously registered publications to comply with the new regulation.
President Dr. Mohammad Muiz says responsible journalism is essential for empowering citizens and maintaining transparency in a democratic society.
In a statement marking World Press Freedom Day, the President extended his greetings to media professionals in the Maldives and acknowledged the work of journalists. He described the media as the fourth estate, acting as a link between the branches of the state established under the Constitution. He also noted that while freedom of expression is highly valued in Islam, it comes with ethical boundaries, including the need to protect societal interests, maintain peace, and safeguard human dignity. The President said creating a safe and supportive environment for journalists has been a priority for his administration, reaffirming his commitment to upholding constitutional rights for the press. He also referred to ongoing global discussions about the relationship between journalism, technology, and human rights, adding that initiatives under the Maldives 2.0 program aim to improve the country's information ecosystem. President Muiz said the government is working to address challenges faced by the media sector, including financial sustainability in a small population, while also supporting the development of skilled media professionals. He highlighted the importance of recognizing efforts to defend press freedom and access to information, saying independent journalism plays a key role in civic engagement and safeguarding factual reporting. He concluded by reaffirming the Maldives' commitment to supporting the media and encouraged journalists to continue their work with integrity.
As part of STO Healthcare's efforts to further strengthen the healthcare sector in the Maldives, pharmaceutical products from the globally renowned company Bayer is officially introduced to the country.
A special official event was held to introduce these products along with a training program aimed at healthcare professionals. The event took place at Hotel Gen in Male and was attended by senior figures in the healthcare sector, local medical professionals, as well as international experts. According to State Trading Organization STO, the main objective of this event was to introduce the latest innovative solutions used in treating diseases. Discussions covered a wide range of areas, including cardiovascular diseases, kidney-related conditions, hormonal disorders, internal medicine, and women's health, with knowledge sharing and professional exchanges taking place. STO Healthcare stated that the treatments introduced are innovative solutions already in use in advanced countries, based on scientific research and proven to be effective in improving patient outcomes. These treatments have been introduced to the Maldives following registration through the stringent and reliable regulatory process of the Maldives Food and Drug Authority. The collaboration between STO Healthcare and Bayer reflects a joint effort to strengthen the national healthcare system and provide higher quality treatment options to the public. STO also noted that this partnership will further boost ongoing efforts to enhance the Maldives' healthcare system.
President Dr. Mohamed Muiz says his administration's priority is to ensure that agreements signed between the Maldives and Sri Lanka are effectively implemented, with tangible benefits delivered to citizens of both countries.
The president made the remarks during a joint press statement issued as part of his ongoing state visit to Sri Lanka, undertaken at the invitation of Sri Lankan President Anura Kumara Dissanayake. He also expressed appreciation for the warm hospitality extended to him, the First Lady Sajida Mohammed, and the Maldivian delegation. President Muiz said he held extensive discussions with President Dissanayake across a wide range of sectors concerning bilateral cooperation as well as regional and international issues of shared concern. He noted that the agreements signed between the two countries would strengthen collaboration in key areas including education and training, archives, health, defense, youth empowerment, and sports development. The president stressed that his objective is to translate these commitments into practical outcomes that directly benefit the people of both nations. Addressing economic and trade relations, President Muiz said the two leaders had engaged in substantive discussions while also acknowledging Sri Lanka's contribution to the Maldives' development. He added that efforts would be intensified to boost investment, create a more investor-friendly environment, and expand business opportunities. In this context, he highlighted the Maldives-Sri Lanka Business Forum as a platform that will bring together businesses, investors, and producers from both countries to explore potential partnerships and opportunities. The president further stated that the Maldives and Sri Lanka would continue to work closely to ensure security in the Indian Ocean region while also strengthening cooperation on climate change mitigation. He also revealed that discussions are underway to establish a branch of the Bank of Maldives in Sri Lanka, alongside plans to introduce premium Maldivian fish products to the Sri Lankan market.
The Indian Ocean Tuna Commission (IOTC) kicks off its 30th annual meeting in the Maldives bringing together more than 200 delegates, fisheries experts and senior officials from across the Indian Ocean region and around the world.
The two-week gathering, running from the 4th to the 15th of May at the Barcelona Sundra Hotel in Male, marks a significant moment for both the island nation and the broader regional fisheries community. This year's meeting holds particular historical importance as it presents the first time the IOTC has chosen the Maldives as its host country, underscoring the nation's growing prominence in international fisheries governance and policy formulation. The meeting commenced with the Compliance Committee session, initiating a comprehensive program of technical and commission-level discussions that will engage member states, observers, and various stakeholders. The Compliance Committee serves a critical function within the IOTC's institutional framework, responsible for monitoring and reviewing the regional monitoring, control, and surveillance systems. These systems are essential for planning, conducting, managing, and protecting fisheries resources while simultaneously promoting transparent and responsible practices across the region's tuna and seafood fisheries. The decision to host this significant international gathering reflects the Maldives' strategic priorities and ambitions within the fisheries sector. The Ministry of Fisheries, Agriculture, and Ocean Resources has characterized the event as a pivotal opportunity to further strengthen the nation's fisheries industry while enhancing its role on the international stage. Ministry officials emphasized that holding the IOTC annual meeting in the Maldives will provide a substantial boost to the domestic fisheries sector, creating valuable networking opportunities and increased visibility for Maldivian fisheries expertise. By hosting such a prominent regional meeting, the Maldives has demonstrated its capacity to serve as a meaningful contributor to fisheries policy discussions at both regional and international levels. The IOTC operates as the primary regional fisheries authority responsible for the conservation of marine species and associated ecosystems throughout the Indian Ocean, while overseeing the sustainable management of these valuable natural resources.
The Maldives Sri Lanka Business Forum, aimed at providing information on investment and business opportunities in the Maldives to foreign stakeholders, is held in Colombo. This marks the 10th forum of its kind organized by the Maldives.
President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu attended the forum, which focused on showcasing Maldivian investment opportunities to Sri Lankan investors. Sri Lanka's Prime Minister Hariye Amarasuriya also participated in the event. Approximately 300 participants attended the forum, including investors from both the Maldives and Sri Lanka. During the session, detailed information was shared on investment opportunities across key sectors, including tourism, fisheries, and agriculture. Investors were also briefed on several major development projects currently underway in the Maldives. These include the Sustainable Township Investment Project, the Rasmale Project, and the Port Development Project planned for Tilafushi. The forum forms a part of broader efforts to strengthen economic ties between the Maldives and Sri Lanka and to attract foreign investment into the Maldivian economy. While the latest forum was held to engage Sri Lankan investors, it follows a similar business forum conducted in the Maldives during the Sri Lankan president's visit last year. The Maldives continues to organize such forums internationally to promote investment opportunities. To date, similar events have been successfully held in countries including China, the UAE, India, Singapore, and the United Kingdom.
Minister of Climate Change, Environment and Energy, Ali Sharif, calls on businesses to invest in modern solutions to address climate change and improve energy efficiency.
The minister made the remarks while speaking at the official launch of the nationwide campaign, It's Cool at 25, which aims to promote energy conservation across the Maldives. The event was also attended by Minister of Education, Higher Education and Skills Development Ismail Shafil, along with senior officials from the Environment Ministry. Minister Ali Sharif stated that the purpose of the campaign is to encourage the adoption of efficient energy practices, reduce harmful emissions released into the atmosphere, and ensure a sustainable future for future generations. He highlighted that the Maldives does not have its own fossil fuel resources and remains heavily dependent on imported fuel. As a result, a significant portion of national expenditure is allocated for fuel imports, with around 10% of national income spent for this purpose last year alone. The minister emphasized that this is not a challenge the government can address alone and that a collective effort is required. He called on institutions to increase awareness and urged the wider society to take responsibility in energy use. In particular, he appealed to businesses to invest in modern technologies and adopt more efficient energy practices. He further noted that energy is closely linked to all aspects of daily life, including transport, healthcare, education, industry, and construction. As most electricity in the Maldives is generated using imported diesel, fluctuations in global oil prices have a direct and significant impact on the country. Therefore, reducing energy waste is not only important, but essential for national security, economic stability, and sustainable development. Speaking at the same event, Minister of Education, Higher Education and Skills Development, Dr. Ismail Shafiu, said the education is not limited to teaching a curriculum, but also involves instilling good habits, skills, respect, and responsible behavior in students. He highlighted the important role of teachers and school leaders in building a disciplined and environmentally conscious society. The It's School at 25 campaign aims to encourage households, businesses, and government institutions to reduce energy consumption and adopt environmentally friendly technologies. It also promotes the Hakatari program, which introduces energy efficiency standards in the Maldives. Through its star rating system, consumers will be able to identify appliances that use less electricity, making it easier to choose energy-efficient products.
According to the Ministry of Finance and Public Enterprises, state revenues and grants rose to $1 billion during the first 4 months of the year, marking a 7.5% increase compared to the $930 million collected during the same period last year.
The figures were published in the ministry's latest weekly fiscal developments report. The ministry stated that the increase in revenue, supported by continued growth in the tourism sector, resulted in a fiscal surplus of $64.86 million by the end of April. Tourism Goods and Services Tax, or TGST, remained the largest contributor to revenue growth during the period. Revenue collected through TGST reached $330.91 million, representing an 11.7% increase compared to the $298.18 million collected during the corresponding period in 2025. According to the ministry, recurrent expenditure increased by 11.1%, mainly due to rising spending on salaries and allowances for state employees. Expenditure on employee compensation reached $291.86 million, which the ministry attributed to the implementation of a pay harmonization policy aimed at standardizing salaries across the public sector. Total spending on salaries, wages, and pensions rose to $348.82 million, marking a 10.1% increase compared to the previous year.
President Dr. Mohamed Muiz and First Lady Sajida Mohammed returns to Male following the successful conclusion of their state visit to Sri Lanka, undertaken at the invitation of President Anura Kumara Dissanayake of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka.
The state visit, held from the 3rd to the 6th of May 2026, featured a wide-ranging program of official, ceremonial, and community engagements. During the visit, President Muiz held official talks with President Dissanayake, focusing on further strengthening the long-standing bilateral relations between the Maldives and Sri Lanka, while also identifying new avenues for cooperation between the two countries. The two leaders also witnessed the exchange of several several memoranda of understanding or MOUs covering key sectors, including youth development, archiving cooperation, tourism, prevention of violent extremism, academic cooperation in the defense and health sectors, as well as the training and professional development of school teachers. Following the official discussions, both presidents delivered press statements. To commemorate the 60th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the Maldives and Sri Lanka, President Muiz and President Dissanayaka also participated in a tree planting ceremony held at Vihara Mahadevi Park. In addition to the official talks, several senior Sri Lankan officials paid courtesy calls on President Muiz, including Sri Lankan Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya, Speaker of Parliament Dr. Jagat Wickramaratne, MP and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijita Herat, MP. The engagements reaffirmed the shared commitment of both countries to further deepen bilateral cooperation. President Muiz also delivered the keynote address at the Maldives-Sri Lanka Business Forum, where he encouraged greater participation from Sri Lankan investors and underscored the importance of enhancing two-way investment flows between the two countries. The president additionally attended the launch of Maldives Industrial Fisheries Company or MIFCO products in Sri Lanka, marking the expansion of the company's value-added fisheries products into regional markets. During the visit, the President and First Lady attended a state banquet hosted in their honor by President Dissanayaka. They also visited the High Commission of the Maldives Cultural Center, and the Colombo National Museum. As part of her official engagements, First Lady Sajida Muhammad visited the Lady Ridgeway Hospital for Children, where she toured the orthopedic, plastic surgery, and pediatric surgery wards and interacted with patients. The First Lady also visited the Good Market Sri Lanka office, which showcases women-led businesses, where she engaged directly with entrepreneurs. In addition, Colombo Mayor Ms. Vraikali Baltazar hosted the First Lady for a Sri Lankan tea experience. President Muiz and the First Lady also met with members of the Maldivian community residing in Colombo during the visit. This marked President Muiz's first state visit to Sri Lanka since assuming office in November 2023. The visit followed President Dissanayaka's state visit to the Maldives from the 28th to the 30th of July 2025, which commemorated the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. A high-level delegation comprising cabinet ministers and senior government officials accompanied the President and First Lady throughout the visit.
Chief Government Spokesperson Mohammad Hussein Sharif reveals the government-developed media village in Hulumale, Phase 1, is on track for completion by June.
Speaking to journalists held as part of the Presser with the Spokes series, Hussein Sharif revealed that the facility, which will offer 34 spaces for media organizations, is scheduled to open to media professionals in the middle of this year. The spokesperson assured that despite administrative changes involving the ministry previously entrusted with the project, construction work continues at a rapid pace and remains within the projected timeline. The Media Village represents a key initiative under President Dr. Mohammad Muiz's administration to address the long-standing space constraints faced by local media organizations. During this year's presidential address, President Muiz highlighted how media outlets have been forced to rent office and studio spaces from private buildings at a significantly high cost, straining their operational resources and limiting growth opportunities. The project is being developed in a building constructed by the state trading organization STO 17 years ago as a city hotel, which has since been operated by World Business Private Limited since August of last year. Under the government's new strategic vision, the facility is being redeveloped and rebranded as the Manhattan Grand. The Media Village forms part of a broader development framework that also includes establishing a youth center, a medical college, and a heritage college within the same complex. Once completed, the facility will provide low-cost rentable offices and studio space designed to support the media industry's development and growth according to the income it generates.
Minister of Economic Development, Transport and Trade announces at the President's office the Maldives nascent maritime bunkering sector has yielded nearly $60 million in revenue.
The state facilitated service, managed through the State Trading Organization (STO), has demonstrated robust fiscal performance since its inauguration in September 2024. Strategically implemented under the administration of President Dr. Mohammad Muiz to diversify the national economy, the initiative officially contributed $59.90 million to the nation's coffers by the end of last month. The sector's growth is anchored in specialized petroleum products, with 90% of the fuel utilized being entirely new to the domestic market. The sale of low-sulfur oil has fortified the STO, which reported total revenue of $356.09 million in its first quarter report. Fuel volume sold through offshore channels rose by 18 million liters this quarter, aided by a partnership with the Swiss-based Vitol Group. The administration of President Muiz intends to further solidify the initiative as part of a sustained effort to diversify the macroeconomic landscape and secure new streams of national income.
And that's all we have for this week's 168 Hours. Stay tuned for more updates. Have a good day.